Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Dynamo Football Book Club Injury Time. My name's Al Bond and I'm joined by my co-host, Johnny Coughlin. Johnny, you're nobody's reject.
Thanks, Al. Thank you very much.
And I say that because this week we are doing Johnny's Man United hair shirt five-a-side. That is, the players who remain at Manchester United versus the players they've rejected over this current miserable period Man United are going through. How is it being a Man U fan nowadays, Johnny?
A low ebb. That may be the lowest, I guess, in my life.
He has to score, remember. Listen to the noise from the Grimsby fans. Aguero! Off the crossbar! In the most dramatic circumstances!
I think I'm not alone in that I believed in Ruben Amorim. I think everybody kind of believed in him. Maybe it's because he's so handsome. But I believed him in a way that I didn't believe in Eric Ten Hag. Well, I did initially believe in Ten Hag, but Ten Hag very quickly came across in interviews as a real idiot to me, and I didn't care for him.
But I mean, it's genuinely astonishing what happened to Bayer Leverkusen. You know, you got like a cluffy month and then on your ear. And they said terrible things about him. No organisation, no real like training rota. Crazy, isn't it?
What would happen if it went the other way? If Slot had went to United and Ten Hag had gone to Liverpool, how often are people just riding the crest of a wave and they're in, good circumstances and everything's just going to work out because they've got a great team and a great setup? I'm not saying that there's no skill in management, but maybe sometimes the decor around, is enough to get you through. Yeah, I do wonder. But anyway, Amorim, if he had joined a different team than Manchester United, maybe he'd be doing great. But he's having a tough all time. You've seen all those stats about his performance in whatever first 35 games. Am I right in saying he hasn't won 2 league games in a row for Manchester United?
But yeah, he's very memeable, isn't he, the poor lad? There was that thing when they were getting knocked out by Grimsby. And that's the worst team to lose to, isn't it? It's just by its name, Grimsby. Like, the world's looking at you as like, Grimsby? But yeah, there was that thing where he's fiddling around with his little tactics board, and my friend Rob said he looked like someone who'd done acid trying to skin up a spliff. Just so confused, like, what is all this? Yeah, poor lad. Yeah, so yeah, Man United are very much the clown car club of the Premier League. But I'm happy to tell you, Johnny, Forest are now second in that list, aren't they? We're the other low-profile clown club. And yeah, it feels bad. The difference being, of course, that we're a clown club and you're a clown club, but apparently you're going to spend 100 million to buy Elliot Anderson, our best player, from us. So, yeah, different levels of clown car. You're driving a Ferrari clown car while we're uttering on a little mini metro clown car. Anyway, all right, so for this episode, Johnny will be choosing the 5 best players in the current Manchester United squad. I will be choosing the 5 best players who have left Manchester United, and then we'll let AI decide which team is better. How confident do you feel about this, Johnny?
If it was an 11 aside, I think it would be a brutal trouncing. But 5 aside, I think, just to say that I'm ahead of you in the series, the injury time series, I think it's maybe 6-5. But I would say that you're the bookie's favourite for this one. By the way, you called this the hair. What did you call this episode?
Hair shirt 5-a-side.
Explain.
Reveling in your suffering, Johnny, is what I mean. You've looked at Man United's awful situation and said, let's make content out of that. Let's make content.
So
content out of my suffering.
Have you seen this kid? His name is Frank Ilett, the United Strand. Have you seen this? Have you seen this kid?
No, I haven't, no.
So he vowed in October 2024 not to cut his hair. Okay, what would be a reasonable thing to say? How long? What would be reasonable, bearing in mind that Ruben Amorim hasn't won 2 league games in a row? What would be a reasonable thing for this guy to say, this is what I'm aiming for?
3 games, 3-1 games in a row.
Yeah, and do you know what he's actually, do you know what it is?
Just to establish he's not cut his hair, right? He won't cut his hair until Manchester United record 5 victories in a row.
5. This guy might never go to there ever again. He's going to have to wait till pre-season and hope that they're playing against
Salford City.
all of that kind of thing. And he's got a lovely kind of afro thing going on. But there was I came across him first because there was a video of him, I think maybe on the tube, on the train, and some other United fans were like physically trying to get at him to attack him. Because they were so cross with him. Anyway, he's on day 360-something, 370-something, because it's over a year. And yeah, he's got some head of hair there. So there you go. This is for the United strand. Let's see if this one is for you, Frank Ilett.
He's done well out of it, isn't he? He's like literally world famous. I knew who you were talking about as soon as he started banging on about him. For not fucking hair. It's wild.
Yeah. Okay. Have you got a coin to hand?
I do not. I'll get one. No.
I'll get one.
Unbelievably, my wife took all the coins to the coin exchange today. Just this morning, I watched her do it, and I didn't stop her. She said, "Just leave one behind, darling."
I'm going to do something novel and leave this coin here. But just before I do, Al, you can see that I'm wearing the classic Manchester United strip of the mid-90s, the white and blue striped, kind of vertical striped away kit. You would have no reason to know this, but in the close up to the shirt, you have the names of, legendary players. Legendary players. Actually, Keane is on it, to my surprise. He probably played in this shirt. Parker, Seeley, Hughes, Styles, Taylor, Daly. Obviously, fellas I've never heard of before my time. Crearand, Scottish lad from the Tella.
Yeah.
And so on. Do you reckon?
Name of Les Seeley echoes throughout eternity.
Dead now. Do you reckon many of the current or recent players would get on a shirt that was brought out for next season?
I mean, like, if Bruno Fernandes didn't get on that shirt, he'd have a shout, wouldn't he? I mean, this poor lad has been carrying that club on his back for like 8 years now.
Do you think he would remonstrate with the shirt maker if he wasn't put on it?
He'd certainly look like a sulky prick, wouldn't he? Like, he certainly would do that. And upset Freddie Mercury.
Okay, all right, let me toss this coin. So I assume you're going for tails. I will go for Frank Ilett's head.
Gladiators, ready!
And that is tails.
Okie doke. And of course, the nature of this draft means no coin toss is necessary whatsoever. Because, of course, we're picking from the same players.
How do you want to do this then? But we just, we're not playing from the same stable, but we'll just go there. I guess, will we go position by position?
Yeah, I'll go from back to front. So I'm going to start with Dave the Save, David De Gea. Obviously better than any keeper at your club right now. I mean, just obviously.
But we don't even know, actually, because they got rid of Onana. I really wanted Onana to be good. He's not. And
He certainly is not, no.
They've got this Turkish guy, Altay Bayındır, but he wilted under a cross himself in in kind of an Onana homage. So now we've got this kid, Saint Lamens. I think he's 22. A Belgian kid that they just signed during the summer. So I think the term for something that's not really a choice is a Hobson's choice. So this is a bit of a Hobson's choice. I will take Sen Lamens.
Sen Lamens, yep. There's not really many options. I'm going to go for big David De Gea. His crime whilst he was at Man United was being paid shitloads, right? He was like player of the year 3 years in a row. But yeah, absolutely fabulous shot stopper, but just no good with his feet. But now the game seems to be changing a bit, doesn't it? So he's back in vogue. It's like, here's a novel idea. How about a goalkeeper who is good at stopping shots? Oh, don't know. Can he play in midfield? Yeah. So yeah, I'll go big David De Gea. Married, big heavy metal fan. Married to a Spanish pop star, Edurne. Do you remember what his girlfriend said about Manchester?
So they're big music fans. So she said, I just love Manchester. I love the Manchester scene. Big fan of the Hacienda, Stone Roses, Oasis, the Smiths and so on. That's what she said about Manchester.
She said that Manchester looks like the back of a fridge, which is about the most evocative description I can think of. It's fabulous. Do you think that's a saying in Spain? Because I know what she means. It's all just ugly pipes.
Okay, all right. So defenders. By the way, just on the,
more in Florence, by the way. Like, she's probably happier now, right? Now they're living in Florence. And he got a year off. I mean, way to play a career. Way to play a career. Still on 100 grand a week in Fiorentina. So, yeah, he's doing well, old David De Gea. He played his career brilliantly.
Yeah, and he was loved. As I say, he was a player of the year. I think fans player of the year. He was the best shot stopper with his feet, I think. And then, of course, not very good at kicking with his feet. But as you have the ball less, that becomes less of a problem, I think. You know? Anyway.
Yeah, and it seems that football is going more direct now. Like, everyone's doing this, long throws, big kicks. Forest were doing it last season, but we've decided to go the other route. Like, we're going back the other way, lads. Now we're going to play that possession game, which we're ill-suited for. Never mind. All right, so, okay.
Just very quickly, you said last year, and it would seem that this was reflected in the league table, that Forest were better than Manchester United. Now it's Manchester United ahead of Forest. Who do you think will finish above whom in the league this year?
I think you will finish above us, Johnny.
Do you think
we're in for a long season? Yes, I think relegation.
This is Tim Park's situation.
What have we got here, Johnny? All I hear is the name Sean fucking Dyche kick. God, dear God. I'm just clicking on any link at the moment. There was like this ridiculous, like, Football Outsider says, like, chance of Marco Silva. Oh, click. Oh, Marco Silva. There's no chance at all. It's going to be Dyche. Anyway, okay, in goal, I've got David De Gea. You've got that bloke whose name I don't know.
Okay. All right. Defenders then. This is a sign of real desperation, because I'm picking a player who's mostly injured. That's right. It's Lisandro Martinez, who is, or at least was, brilliant in the occasion that he plays. He's like, an equinox or something like that. Yeah. When things line up perfectly, he's a lovely footballer. He's just always hurt, that guy.
He's a 5'4" centre-back. Like, you can't defend him. He is good though, isn't he? Scrappy, really angry. Just, surely his height's got to hold it, count against him.
Not in his 5-a-side, Al. Remember, we're playing 5-a-side here.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
He's good with the ball at his feet, unlike your goalkeeper.
And unlike the defender I'm going to pick. Yeah, that's it. Man U seem to jettison all their forward players, but they seem to hold on to the defenders, right? There's still Luke Shaw hanging around, Harry Maguire hanging around. So, yeah, my defender is, this is my weakest pick, is Matteo Darmian, the holder of 46 caps, a current Italian international, and he was in the final of the Champions League last year.
Not to give you future picks, but himself and Mkhitaryan, 2 United rejects in that squad.
Mkhitaryan will not be making his way into this team, sir. But yeah. Anyway, so as I say, do you know what's interesting about Matteo Darmian, Johnny?
Doesn't know how to boil an egg.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, there was a story, like, at some point, there was a story about players not being able to look after themselves. And there was one particular player who apparently had the whatever kitchen staff in the ground in Carrington prepare boiled eggs for him, so he bring them home, and that was apparently Darmian.
Oh, fair enough. It's a busy man. He's not got time to be heating up that water. Yeah, well, other than the fact he played in the Champions League final last year, nothing's interesting about him. I can't find anything at all. But there he is, the best defender. I'd look at Chris Smalling, but he's playing in Saudi Arabia at the moment.
To use your favourite expression,
I assume that expression is going to be currently residing in the Where Are They Now file.
No. You often accuse me of taking a shit with my trousers on, which is quite a nice expression. But the player you're really looking for here in defence is, do you know Alvaro Carreras is?
Oh, he just signed for Real Madrid, right?
Yes. Manchester United reject.
Yeah, I mean, I did see his name, but I wouldn't be able to pick him out if he walked down the street and bopped me on my nose. So I felt it was cheating.
Yeah, well, he was.
As you quite rightly said, Johnny, he played in the Champions League final last year, so good.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. I guess the one who really stayed at United for so long was Phil Jones. You're talking about defenders that you can't get rid of. He was there for 10 years. They offered him a testimonial and he said, no, I think it would be disrespectful towards the club. I don't think those were his exact words, but it was something to that effect, the poor devil.
I think, actually, I do remember that. And he said, like, who'd come? He'd have a testimonial. He'd be like, oh, Leighton Orient, will he turn up? Like, no. He'd ask Blackburn Rovers to, no. Like, 2,500 people turned up to Phil Jones's testimonial.
But, yeah, we don't have very many midfielders in our squad and they're poor. So it's obviously going to be Bruno Fernandes, which is, I believe, how you pronounce his surname. Fernandes.
Well, I saw a quote about Bruno Fernandes, where he said, because people in Britain pronounce his name so disgustingly badly when they're trying to do the J sound, that he'd rather just be known as Bruno Fernandes by English-speaking people. Because the J sound, it is really awkward, that Portuguese J sound. It's so weird. Do you know arigato in Japanese comes from obrigado in Portuguese? That's my little fun fact. They didn't have a word for thank you in Japan. Rude fuckers. All right, so you've got Bruno Fernandes, the world's most high-profile Freddie Mercury lookalike. Who do you think I've got in my midfield, Johnny? I'll give you a clue. He was nominated for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, the McDominator.
The lovely Scott McTominay. McSauce. What a lad. Do you know where Scott McTominay was born, Johnny?
Manchester.
Yes. I had no idea. Do you know how he's qualified for Scotland?
No.
Through his name. They just know, your name's Scott. Oh, that'll do. That's close enough. Let's get you in. Scott McTominay, in he goes. No, he is a Scottish dad, but yeah, I had no idea. 1 in 3 goals in Italy he scores, absolutely loves the tomatoes.
What? Tell me more about the tomatoes.
Oh, they interviewed him. They're like, oh, how are you liking life in Naples? He's like, the tomatoes are fucking delicious. Just love them. Just can't stop eating tomatoes. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a really nice tomato.
Have you been to Italy?
Aren't they?
They are good.
Yeah, but I didn't wolf down any tomatoes there at all.
In France, they do a good line. They do a good line on tomatoes. They do a good tomato here. So I'm sure that you're aware of this news, but Rihanna recently called her daughter Rocky Irish Mahers, I guess is her surname. Or maybe her partner's surname. But I guess that kid could play for Ireland on the Scott McTominay rule then. We look forward to welcoming Rocky Irish into the fold.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Johnny, because I've got a little note here. As I may have mentioned, I worked in a bar. This was a few years ago. But an American fella came in with his 2 kids, ordering drinks. His little kids are messing around. And he looks at them and he goes, Ireland, Scotland, stop. He fucking called his kids Ireland and Scotland. You fucking wanker. I spat in his beer, Johnny, I can tell you that. Absolutely outrageous behaviour. I mean, how? How do you think that's a good... Isn't someone going to stop him? But he was so proud as well. In reference to my heritage, I decided to name my kids Ireland and Scotland. And someone going, you fucking idiot. That's the worst 2 names I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to call it, in reference to my parents, I'm going to call it Berkshire, Nottinghamshire. There you go, little Berkshire. Someone has to stop them. This American heritage business. There's this lady who came in, I always tell this story, she goes, I'm Irish, and I went to Ireland and I told them I was Irish and they said I wasn't. Because you're not. Fucking hell. Get over it. Unbelievable.
You told me a very nice story before about, I think it was at some rest stop or something like that. Oh, maybe the guy was working at a museum and he goes, are you from England? Yes. Guess who my favorite person from English history is? Is it Winston Churchill? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at a rest stop in Alabama. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. I thought about that quite recently. Yeah. I'm going to take a guess here, and I'm going to have a stab. And Churchill, yeah, what a great guy. Yep. So,
Okay. All right. Well, Al, the real, okay, Bruno's an obvious shining light, but the real gem, the diamond in the rough is Amad Diallo. Lovely Amad. He is the one who carries our dreams on his little slender shoulders. You know, Amad Diallo was trafficked into Europe to Italy as a 15-year-old.
no kidding.
Yep. And look at him there, lighting up the theatre of dreams.
Who brought him in? The old Newcastle owners. Well, we got a prospect. How we get him in? I don't know, really. In a shipping container? I don't know. We'll just make it work. This is a reference to the old Newcastle owners in Kevin Keegan's autobiography, stating they got these brilliant South American kids, and Kevin Keegan asking, "Oh, have you got work permits?" Work permits? Yeah.
No, he said, how are you going to get him into the country? On a plane, Kevin.
Yeah. So I didn't know that, Johnny. That's very interesting.
Yeah. There you go. And do you know that those two the two brothers who play for Atletico Bilbao, what are their names?
Oh, Nico and Thingy Williams.
Yeah. Their father walked across the Sahara Desert to get to Europe. Okay, go on.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Here we go. I'm gonna choose a nasty one, and a bit of a forgotten man. But Mason Greenwood is going to be playing up front. You know how many goals he scored at Marseille? 23 in 41 games. The lad's electric. He's really, really good at football, isn't he? Really, really good at football, and I think that gets forgotten a bit.
He was fantastic. And the stuff he was accused of was really, really horrible, but he was a really fantastic player. That was really, really, that was rotten on a few levels, that one. But yeah,
Every level.
he doesn't get talked about, eh?
It would appear that if you just travel overseas, it disappears.
No.
Okay, I'm just going to do this in reference to Nottingham Forest. Like 2 years ago, we signed on loan a chap called Montiel. And Montiel played for Argentina and scored the winning penalty in the World Cup final. Can you imagine my excitement? Like, especially a couple of years ago when Forest were still fresh to the Premier League. It's like a fucking World Cup winner in our squad. And then it's like, how do we get this lad? And then, it turns out in Spain, he'd been accused of this horrific sex crime alongside a bunch of other lads. Like, awful.
Oh, God.
But he was in Spain, right? No one talked about it in the papers. There was nothing. As long as you go abroad, as long as you fly on a plane overseas away from where you committed this horrendous crime, it just disappears. It's wild. Like Mason Greenwood, there he is, just rocking on his life in France, having a lovely old time. Occasionally gets abused by an ex-English international. But other than that, you can just make it disappear.
Who did that to him?
I think it was Jude Bellingham, wasn't it? Jude Bellingham, I think, called a rapist when he was playing for Real Madrid against Girona.
Yes. But what I was saying is how well he's doing doesn't get talked about. You just don't hear anything about him.
No, that's it. There seems to be, just this omerta about Mason Greenwood. He's done his thing. He's gone away.
He's no longer with.
He's actually married to his accuser now, like, which is, it's all very, very unpleasant indeed.
Yeah, okay. Well, then up front, this is a bit of a, what's the right expression? This is a bit of a surprise kind of situation because you don't really know. All these guys are new, you know. Mateus Cunha, Benjamin Šeško, Brian Mbeumo. And of course, we've got your friend, old gun celebration, Joshua Zirkzee, but we won't go for him. I think I'm going to go for Mbeumo because he's the one who's shown the most so far for United. I think I'm most excited about Cunha because what United haven't had for like 1,000 years, maybe going back to the days of, Paul Scholes as a midfielder who can carry the ball. And I know that Cunha plays a little bit more forward than, we'll say, Casemiro or whoever, but he can dribble and he can get around people. He can do kind of interesting, exciting stuff. But we just haven't seen it yet, so he's not in the team. And while Brian Mbeumo hasn't done a whole pile, he has shown more than Cunha so far. And also Šeško, there's a little bit question mark there because didn't he take the last penalty against Grimsby? How weak is that?
It was so embarrassing, wasn't it? It was like, honestly, Benjamin, it's going to be Andre Onana next. All right, I'll take a penalty before the keeper, says the striker. All right, well, that's big of you, Benjamin. Well done, lad. Yeah, that just made everybody look weak, didn't it? Terrible look.
I saw a video of Šeško jumping really high in training, which made me really, really excited, but that's where we are. And Mbeumo missed the penalty, whatever it was, the 12th or 13th one, but he had scored in that shootout already, so partial credit to Mbeumo. And he has shown a little bit in the games that I've seen.
Have you seen the size of his arse? It's unbelievably huge.
Mbeumo.
Oh, it's fucking massive, man. He's like, whoa, he got a real ski slope on him.
You know,
really big arse.
When we did the episode about the pundits, and I was talking about Eamon Dunphy. Eamon Dunphy was so funny sometimes. Once, I think he was talking about, I can't remember, maybe it was Celtic. And you know when they have, did they still do it when they have the little magnetic pen thing and they draw things on the screen, you know?
Yeah.
And whoever it was, let's say it was Martin O'Neill, it's the manager of Gordon's Track, and whoever is the manager of Celtic. And he says, see, O'Neill has one problem, and it's this. And he draws a circle. John Hartson's arse. And he'd circle Hartson's arse. It's like, hats off to you, Eamon Dunphy. That is just absolutely spectacular.
That's why I'm no good at football, Johnny. I've got literally no arse at all. My wife was like, hello, police, someone's stolen my husband's ass. God, there's no ass there. All right. I didn't know that was something I had to be self-conscious about, until I got into later, the fact I have a tiny little arse is actually something embarrassing. A new body shame unlocked.
I'm also quite arseless.
So I've got one more pick, right? You've got your 5?
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I've got a couple of notable mentions. No Anthony Elanga in this team, despite how good he is, because he broke my heart. He broke my heart. I can remember when Forest signed him. I said, Johnny's any good? He's like, nah. But he was. I'll tell you who I'm not having in this team. Barcelona forward, Sulkmeister, Marcus Rashford. The AI must be aware that, 10 good games, 2 bad years. 10 good games, 2 bad years. And then sulk. As you know, Johnny, I used to be a school teacher, and I can put up with a lot of bad behaviour, but I can't put up with sulkers. Bloody sulk. It just it infects the whole thing. I'd feel down if I had Marcus Rashford's sulky face moping around.
Yeah, and maybe this is where Ruben Amorim has done a decent job. The problem with Man United for so long, it's that Phil Jones problem, is they sign players. So let's look at Šeško there. He comes in on this huge transfer, presumably on a ridiculous contract. And then a lot of these guys don't turn out to be any good, and no one's going to pay them the same amount of money, so they just hang around. So who have we got at the moment? Jadon Sancho, and Anthony, all these guys, and they just can't get rid of them. But this is one thing that they seem to have been able to do, at least getting rid of some of them on loan. And it seems that some of them do well when they go out on loan. So someone like Højlund, who's got his whole life ahead of him, maybe he can move on and accept less money at the promise of a good and enjoyable career rather than just... I wonder how Phil Jones feels now sitting in his mansion. How do you think...
And up front for me is Rasmus Højlund.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
Come on, he's flying in Napoli. You look at his Denmark, 4 games this season, 4 goals, 100%. He's 6'3". He was 20 when he came to Man United. I really think he's going to be rehabilitated. I really do.
But he's on loan, isn't he?
He's on loan, but there's a £35 million obligation at the end of the season.
The Elanga thing, there was no sell-on clause, was there?
No, not at all. Yeah, we bought him for 12, sold him for 55 2 years later. Oh, but I still miss him.
So you think that Højlund is better than your beloved Elanga, or is that really just sour grapes?
No, I just want to talk about Højlund. I mean, Højlund just seems to be such a example of the failure of Manchester United at the moment, right? You basically, they've looked at him and they said, Højlund sounds really like Haaland. Scandinavian both. Good. Let's get him in. But Højlund, I really think he can come good. Everyone's written him off already, and he did look bad at United. But then it gets in your head, right? Everyone looks bad at United. And yeah, here in Napoli now, he's doing much better, looks happier. I mean, who wouldn't be happier living in Naples than Manchester?
Kevin De Bruyne feeding you the passes as well.
He's a big failure so far, though, right? He's doing badly, I believe, old De Bruyne. He's quite old and he's very one-paced.
Speaking about one pace, what do you think of Kobe Mainoo?
Yeah, I never got it. I never, ever understood why everyone said he was so fucking brilliant. 2 years ago, he's like, oh yeah, well, the England midfield sorted for a generation because look, there's Kobe Mainoo. He's like, and what's he good at exactly?
He is magic in tiny spaces. Magic. He's able to take so many touches in a small amount of space and time. But if you are trying to run the midfield, I'm not sure that's necessarily the most important skill, is it?
Well, no, I mean, he slows the game down a bit, doesn't he? That's it, taking all these little touches, like just get it forward. I mean, that's you got your Mbrumo now. You want to go, set him free, set him loose.
When you, as a Forest fan, and of course, Manchester United and the Manchester United way, it's all about young players. But you know when you come across this diamond that's coming through the ranks, it's just promoted to the first team. That's more exciting than a signing, isn't it? Certainly is, from my point of view, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while, I suppose. I mean, we had old Brennan Johnson come through, and we all loved him very much. But he sort of went on loan first and proved himself there, so we knew we had a bit of a prospect. Yeah, other than that, I mean, it'd be hard to say, but I mean, I love Ryan Yates, but does he get the pulse racing? Not particularly. Like, look at this young 28-year-old prospect, this midfield battler. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, when you get a young kid coming through. But the thing is, this is the difference, Johnny. When you support a smaller team like that, you see a young kid coming through, you think, oh, don't be too good. Don't be too good because he's going to be fucking off real soon. Just like Elliot Anderson. It's like, oh, look at Elliot Anderson. Oh, he solved the England midfield problem now. And they reckon he'll go in January. But that's the difference.
But at what point does Manchester United become that club? Because that must happen at some point. Like, Amad Diallo has just signed a new contract. No, I don't know if anyone was actively trying to buy him, but just say one of the bigger teams. Sorry, not one of the bigger teams, but one of the teams that are doing better, shall we say, came after him. He'd be mad to stay at United if someone like, I don't know.
But it's all prestige, Johnny. You're there, one of the three biggest teams in the world. And Kobe Mainoo's a good point, right? In as much as Kobe Mainoo got into the Man United first team, so immediately he got to pick for England. What? Because he's played at United. Even when they're not very good, it's like, oh, he's got to be all right. Now, there's still prestige at playing at United, and there's still the hope that things are going to change, right? There's still that hope.
Well, he's supposed to be going to Napoli. That's the thing with Kobe Mainoo, I saw. Napoli want him as well.
Well, that's it. Ruben Amorim definitely doesn't want him, right? Definitely does not want Kobe Mainoo.
But politically for Amorim, it would be a big call to get rid of a young Tyro like that.
Because, that's it. There's that nice picture of like Garnacho and Mainoo and one other Hoyland or Wall or something. Like,
yeah. Just
look at us, young bucks, three musketeers. We're all fucking gone. Get out.
Yeah. So give me
Luke Shaw, get in the team.
Luke Shaw, Manchester United player for life. How long has he been there? Although Shaw, I've always kind of been a fan. And just to talk about Harry Maguire for a minute, I don't think Harry Maguire is all that bad. But is that just a sign that United's quality, our expectations have come down so low in the period that Harry Maguire has been at United? Is that what it is,
He's not as bad as he was made out to be. But is he a world-class defender? No. But is he a great option to throw on up front in the last 5 minutes? Apparently.
Okay.
He's got a big old heart and a big old forehead. I like Harry Maguire. I'm all for him.
Yeah, I kind of like Harry Maguire as well. And he's got some grit because he was getting some abuse there. So good for you, Harry. I'm kind of happy that he's been rehabilitated a bit. So you give us the honourable mentions as I ask our friend here, the AI, who's going to win.
Oh, well, there's a couple that I did want to include. So previously mentioned Chris Smalling. He had a pretty decent career out in Italy, and now he's raking it in Saudi Arabia. The sulky-faced Garnacho, he's going to be all right, don't you? You know he's going to be decent. Why did they sell him to Chelsea? But why would you go to Chelsea? There's the team I don't understand. Like, you're going to be like fifth in line in the pecking order. An absolute miserable club supported by wrong'uns. Awful. I'll tell you who's playing in the Champions League this year. Paul Pogba. Do you wish him well, Johnny? Do you wish Paul Pogba well?
That's a good question.
That's a no, isn't it, Johnny? And you're
Okay, probably not. He had the world at his feet, Pogba, and just his interest in hairstyles and all the rest of it. He was. I guess he fell into the pitfalls, I guess, that must face so many young footballers. He could have been amazing, and he chose not to be. Maybe
just didn't want it enough, right? And there's another player who's playing in Saudi Arabia. You might have heard of him, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yep, he's just looking at his stats here. Oh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. This Cristiano. Yeah, wow. Look at those. He's a good one. Also, out at Corinthians in Brazil, and I take my hat off to him, Memphis Depay. There was someone who never really made it work at United, but I feel he could have got more time.
Okay, Pogba liked haircuts. He's a young guy. You can forgive him. Memphis Depay owns a tiger. In fact, I think he owns a liger. I don't think I can forgive him that.
Not only do I forgive him, I commend him for owning a liger. If I had the capacity to own a liger, I would, maybe. I don't know. We want to impress the kids. You want to go and play with your friend? No, actually, no, don't. Don't go and play with it. So I'll just run through my team very quickly. So the Man U rejects, in goal, David De Gea. In defence, Matteo Darmian. In midfield, Scotland McTominay. And up front, Mason Greenwood and Rasmus Højlund. That's pretty decent. And for you, Johnny, I'm going to go through, see if I remember. In goal, you've got that Belgian lad. In defence, Lisandro Martinez. In midfield, Bruno Fernandes. Up front, Brian Mbeumo. And you've got one more player. Who's the last player?
Amad Diallo, did you miss him?
Yes, I did. Amad Diallo.
Okay. Sorry, just to say, look, running through it there. 4 of your 5 players play in Italy. And De Gea's at Florence. Darmian's at Inter. And then we have McTominay and Højlund. And soon, Kobe Mainoo soon to be rocking it at Napoli too. Here we go. After 10 minutes, a goal. Amad Diallo spins Darmian inside out, flicks it to Mbeumo, who smashes top corner. De Gea dives theatrically, but it's too late. Here we go. Goal. 1-0. McTominay ghosting forward like it's Scotland versus Spain. Fires low, but beats Lamin between Lamin's legs. Okay. Half-time 1-0. Goal for the rejects. Greenwood collects a Højlund back heel, shifts it onto his left and throws it across Lemons. Ice cold finish. Save of the match. Lemons redeems himself. Save of the match. Okay, 2-2. Mbeumo to Bruno. Back heel return. Bruno nutmegs Darmian and chips over De Gea. Gorgeous. McTominay again. 3-2. Scoops up a loose ball. Then it's 3-3. Jesus Christ. Amad Diallo curls in a left foot. Beauty. All right, the final minute. It's 3-3. What was the commentary? What was Clive Tilsey's commentary for Manchester United?
They must score. They always score.
Okay, here we go. Everybody shattered. Lamens launches long. Bruno controls. Flicks it to Mbeumo, who dummies. Darmian squares it. Amad's open. Hits the post. Rebound falls to Lisandro Martinez. Charging in from defence. He hammers it home from his hospital bed. And it's 4-3 for the loyal Manchester United 5. The brave 5. Hey. Okay, well, apparently we have 5 decent enough players.
Well, I'm disappointed, Johnny. I thought I was going to win that one. Shitty defence. Shitty Darmian. Got that unnamed Real Madrid prospect. Bollocks.
Okay, Bruno's interviewed afterwards. We deserved it more because of our intensity.
You moan about the ref? Another victory for you, Johnny. I'm delighted.
Well, actually, sorry, I didn't give you your post-match quote because I did name you as the manager. Al's post-match quote was VAR would have ruled out that last one.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
We live for the injustice, Johnny, don't we? We live for it.
So, Al, by the way, actually, Al, what I should have done at the start of this episode, I have to clarify an error and offer an apology for something I said in the previous draft. I said something to indicate that I believed Real Madrid and Barcelona were in the same city.
Which pedantic prick pulled you up on that?
Well, the pedantic prick is my older brother.
Fuck off, Barry.
There you go. So I apologise, there's a lot of cranks out there. So, okay, there you go. And the next five-a-side, by the way, Al, 2 people mentioned in today's episode qualify for our next draft, which is a father-son draft. So players whose fathers were professional footballers. 2 players mentioned today. Not picked, but mentioned.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, I'm very loath to insult our listeners, but if they're a member of your family, Johnny, I feel compelled to. But for the rest of our listeners, guys, if you did enjoy this podcast, please rate us 5 stars and wherever you get your podcasts from. It would really help us to expand a little bit. And if you have the time, oh, what a wonderful person you would be if you could write us a little review on Apple/Spotify/ wherever you get your pods from. But if you could do that, lovely listeners, we'd be very grateful, even members of the Goklan family.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Al. And thank you, listeners. And we're back with Michael Owen.
Be still my beating heart.
Yeah, 10-hour long audiobook read partially by Michael Owen. I haven't started it yet, but that usually means that he reads the preface and then hands it over to someone else, which is a shame. I think I could just about get through Owen reading it, and I think on some perverse level I would enjoy that.
Imagine if you were a voice actor or one of these people and they asked you to do Michael Owen's book. I would be insulted. Really? You think my voice can convey to you the fucking dreary tedium that is Michael Owen's life out there? I was very excited to go to the World Cup in 1998. I didn't watch any movies because they're not real. He's a weirdo. All right, well, we're going to find out how weird he is next week. Thank you very much indeed, Johnny.
And thank you, Al, and thank you very much, everyone. All the best.
Manchester United score. They always score. The big goal is coming up. Peter Schmeichel is forward. Can he score another in Europe? He's got one in Europe already. In towards Schmeichel. It's come for Dwight York. Cleared. Giggs with a shot. Sheringham!